Welcome to etrailer.com. Today we're taking a look at the Titan Chain snow tire chain here on a 2020 Ford Escape. This tire chain is going to be one of the lighter duty options that we carry here, and that's because it is the roller style, so it's going to be best suited for lighter snowfall, not necessarily any heavy snowfall or roads that are mostly compacted ice. Now, if you are driving around on roads that are mostly compacted ice, I highly recommend checking out a square link chain such as the Konig XB16. We put those on here earlier and they fit really well. Now, going back into the Titan chains, everything's going to be made with a manganese nickel alloy, so it's going to hold up very well against rust and corrosion. With the bag it comes in, it's going to come in a kit of 2, so you have one for both sides. Now, if you need one for all 4 tires, you're going to have to pick up 2 of these. But this bag, it's nice that it gives you a spot to store them, but I highly recommend switching it out for a plastic tote, so that way in the off season, you can oil these up, put some grease on them, and put them in a plastic tote and let them sit. And that'll really help, as well as it being the nickel alloy, just hold up well and not rust in the off season, so that way when you do pull it out later and you need it, it's ready to go. The installation process for these tire chains isn't that bad. It's gonna allow you to lay it out on the outside of the vehicle, sling it underneath around the backside, and make your connections from outside of the tire, which I really enjoy, especially on vehicles like the Ford Escape here, where you don't have a lot of room for reaching back in there to make connections, and especially not crawling underneath once you factor in snow and ice underneath the vehicle as well. And having the tensioners included, just because the tire chain might fit a little looser, it gives you the opportunity to still get that nice snug fit when you're going down the road, so that way you know it's not going to pop off. First thing for our installation is to lay out your tire chains on the ground. Now, what's nice about these is that they are labeled tire side on these small connection points right here, so that way the smooth side faces up and these rough edges aren't going to be tearing into the sidewall of your tire. We have a nice split in the middle, so we know exactly where to line it up. And so we're going to take this, sling it around the back side of the tire, and start making connections. Our first connection is going to be on the back side of the tire. We're going to be taking this link and attaching it to this hook. Now, the wheel well is a little tight here on the Ford Escape, so it's going to be a little tougher for you guys to see it. Now we just need to drape the chain up around the front and make our second connection, taking these studs and sliding them through that tab. Now we'll be doing the same thing down here on the bottom. The fit was fairly loose, so I'm going to go ahead and get us to the second stud up here on the top. There we go. And now what is nice about these chains is that they do come with a rubber tensioner included. And you're going to put this on like you would the lug nuts of a tire. You go across in a star pattern. Now what these are doing is just making sure that the chain stays snug to your tire. One thing to note is that as your tire wears over time, the rubber tensioner is going to help these chains continue to fit for seasons to come. But it's also an extra thing that you might end up losing. So I highly recommend checking out the Konig snow tire chains, such as the XB16, which is going to be an assisted tensioning system, which is going to remove the extra additional piece to keep track of. And that was a look at the Titan Chain snow tire chain here on a 2020 Ford Escape.